What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is Anthony with July's Aquatics and Gardening, and I am continuing to work in the garden today on such a beautiful, nice pre-spring day. And today I am going to be planting some black Mondo grass in my garden. Now, typically these things are very expensive. $25 is the sticker price for this pot, and I think this is like a 1 quart or a 1 gallon pot. So typically these things are very expensive, and I do not ever buy them, except for when I can get them for $7. And I purchased 3 of these for $7, and I will be going back to my garden center to pick up the rest that they have before the sale is over. Now, I bought 3 pots, and I spent some time separating out the babies from the mother plant, and that's because I am going to be continuing my little project that I started last fall of lining this walk path with the black Mondo grass. I think I explained in a recent video that when these flower beds on both sides were really immature, that I used to line the edges of them with annuals in my wife's favorite color palette for that season. But since these arborvitaes matured and my peonies matured, that left me 0 planting room along the edge, and it was also too shady for many of the perennials, or rather annuals, that I wanted to plant. So I came across some black Mondo grass, and I was able to get some last fall, and I started just sticking them in the ground, kind of back, and I'll give you a close-up of this in a minute. But back here at the base of this rose, I kind of started tucking them in and letting them meander along the edge of this bed. And I stopped here because I ran out of plants. Now, I don't have many singulars left, and I am going to try to continue on down the path as far as I can go. However, at the end of the walkway, I have been struggling to find a plant to grow that I could grow over the rock that I have down there. And I decided black Mondo grass would be the answer to that question, because I just think that deep foliage there at the end of the walkway will do absolutely great. So black Mondo grass isn't grown for blooms. I don't even ever remember or recall seeing blooms on these guys, but they are pretty well, in my zone 7 garden, they have not and do not die back to the ground. They stay like this year round. They grow 6 to 10 inches tall and 6 to 12 inches wide. It does say that they bloom early to mid-fall, but again, I haven't really, I don't have great experience with this plant, so I don't know what those blooms look like. They are grown in sun or in shade, so they are pretty versatile plants, and they're hardy from zones 5 to 10. That's negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. That's zone 5. So I am going to show you the way that I plant these in my garden. These little shoots that I have here, I'm going to show you how I get them in the ground. And if I have time, I might tease out another pot and show you how I do that. But let me show you what I've done so far, and we'll pick up the project from there. So I don't know how well you can see it, but this is what I started to do last year. So you can see the black Mondo grass in there, and I meandered it down through here and around. Those are a couple of violas that I have there. And at the edge of this flower bed, and you can see it's kind of just ever so gracefully spilling out onto the walkway, which I love. And then I kind of have it back by the angel statue, and the last one is there. So I'm going to be picking up from there and going around the edge of the bed as far down as I possibly can go. And I also, I'm hoping to get a couple of clumps in this area. When it rains particularly, and even when I run my drip system in the summer, this area pools with water. So I'm trying to find a plant that can kind of withstand these boggy type conditions, and I'm hoping that the black Mondo grass is the solution to that problem. and also will act as a deterrent to people walking in my garden. Just carelessly so. That's why I never plant this area, because I kind of leave it open as a walk path for the kids. So I'm actually planning to put some more stepping stones here, or some bricks. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. Alright guys, so honestly this couldn't be any simpler. I just simply take a stick, I mean in all honesty, and I'm going to be removing the leaves that haven't broken down here shortly, but in case we get any more cold snaps, I want to have this blanket of protection on the bed, so excuse all of the mess for the time being. But I just take a stick, and I keep this leaned up against the house, and I just stick it in the ground, wiggle it around to make a hole. I take the roots and I stick them in, and I push the soil back, and it's planted. And it's honestly not any much harder than that. So let me bring it a little bit closer so you can actually see a little bit better. So here it is again, guys. Don't blink or you'll miss it. So I take a stick, I stick it in the ground, I wheel it around, and I make a pretty decent hole. Then I just take my plant in all of its splendor, take the roots, stick them in, and I just barely cover the crown of the plant. And I can then manipulate it the way I choose. And that's it. So I am going to busy myself doing these holes, and these guys propagate by these tap roots. So this tap root was connected to the mother plant, and I just snapped it off. And again, I tried to keep as much of the roots intact as possible. But what will happen is it'll send off these runners, and I don't know if you can see that little baby root there, but it'll send off those little baby roots, it'll root in, and it'll create new plants. So before you know it, this entire area will be prolifically filled with, hopefully, tons and tons and tons of black Mondo grass. And you can see in my clay soil, I can just honestly mold the soil, or the clay rather, how I want it. I dug up a potato. Oh man, how did that get in there? Wow, that was a surprise. All right, so look at that. Don't you think that's gonna be absolutely stunning? Stunning, stunning, stunning at the corner of this flower bed here. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm kind of leaning it to the side so it kind of goes over the boulder there. So I'm gonna probably, to kind of make it look a little fuller, I'm gonna try to manipulate these guys over here. All right. Should I plant back the potato? I mean, this is a perfectly good potato. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Did I put that in there? Maybe I put it in there as cold storage. I don't know. All right, so I've got one there. Yeah, and I'm gonna put the other one right here. Hopefully I don't dig up any more potatoes. All right, second one is going in right there. Stunning. And I even might put in a third one. What do you think? Tell me what you guys think. I have one more plant over there. Let me know in the comments. Would you put a third Mondo grass here? Because I'm kind of thinking, you know, I like the way it looks. Should I wait for it to fill out here? Let me take this up. Give you guys a better picture of what's going on here. Should I wait for it to fill out and cover this area? Or if this were your garden, would you put that third clump here? Let me know. And whatever you guys think I should do, that is what we'll do. And again, I'm leaving all of this detritus and leaves here in order to insulate the garden. And then my broken light. And then when things warm up, we will kind of go through my spring cleanup regiment and get rid of my leaf mulch and go from there. Alright guys, so unfortunately I got called into work, so I have to cut the project here, but you guys kind of pretty much get the idea. I am going to finish lining the walkway, the sidewalk, whatever it is, with these black Mondo grass, and then we'll go from there. So again, let me know what you would do with this little blank spot here. Do you think we should wait for these plants to fill in, or would you plant that third Mondo grass here? Also, what should we do with our potato? Should we put it back in the ground or toss it in the compost heap? But honestly, honest to God, I don't remember putting that there. I don't know how long it's been there, or why it's there, or who put it there. More than likely it was me, or it could have been one of the kids. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I've got to go and clock in and do the harder side of life. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and we will see you in the next video. Remember in all things to give thanks and enjoy the warmer weather that's on the way. Take care, guys.